Welcome to the Online Volunteer Recruitment Training Series, session number 3, which focuses on marketing your volunteer opportunities. In this session, we're going to cover how to optimize volunteer opportunities, how to grow your supporters of volunteers, how to get them to come back, retention, and how to share out your profile and your opportunities to the world, to New Yorkers, digitally. This training will go on until 1:30 p.m. Afterwards, we'll have a Q&A session. Some housekeeping notes. Keep in mind that this session is being recorded. It will be available on YouTube, and it will also be available at nycservice.org/OVR. General reminder, just stay on mute, please. If you have a question or you have a comment, please just submit it in the chat. And after the session today, we will send a follow-up email to everyone with all the information and resources included. Again, training will wrap up at 1:30 p.m. and we will have a Q&A session afterwards. So hold your questions, please. We are the trainers. I'm Danny Alvarado. I use he, him pronouns. I'm the digital engagement coordinator. And I'm excited to wrap up this training series and show you all how to market your opportunities. And along with me here is my colleague, Steph.
Hey everyone, I'm Steph Halpin, Chief of Staff and Communications here at NYC Service. Great to be with you.
Awesome. And just a little bit more about NYC Service. We are a division of the Mayor's Office. We were established in 2009. And here at NYC Service, we build partnerships to deepen and expand civic engagement through volunteer and service programs, creating sustainable change for our city's greatest needs. So we do run For AmeriCorps programs, and we also have our new, cool, bigger, better, more robust, best website in the world, nyc.gov/service. What makes this website so robust is we have new tools. You can create different types of opportunities. You have new volunteer management tools, which we went over in our second session. Check it out on YouTube. You can run reports, mark attendance, verify volunteer hours. It's a volunteer management system, essentially. And we'll also be covering some of that in this training session as well. With that, I'm going to go ahead and kick it off to Steph to run us through best practices for marketing your opportunities.
Hey everyone, really excited to have you all here today. So I wanted to kind of center our conversation, and we're talking about 3 major topics: optimizing volunteer opportunities, growing your volunteers or growing your supporters and network, and how you can technically share the opportunities out. So just thinking about optimizing our volunteer opportunities. The whole idea here is if we center the volunteer's experience to create the volunteer opportunity listing, volunteers will find those opportunities that appeal to them, easily sign up, and commit to serve with your organization, right? That's our ultimate goal. And ultimately, if we optimize these volunteer opportunities, we're going to be advancing your mission and growing your network of supporters. So I want you to keep this frame in mind, really centering the volunteer's experience. And how does that kind of shake out? We try to keep it really simple for today and focus on what you can do within the current website. So you start with conceptualizing what a volunteer opportunity is. There are a lot of opportunities on the website that are focused on the exact and specific service projects, which are great. People want to know exactly what they're doing. But think about ways you can perhaps break out those volunteer activities or opportunities into orientations or trainings and having separate listings for those. That way you get people in the door, they can learn a little bit about you, perhaps get the required orientation or screening that they need in that first session, and then go on to do the service. Consider whether your opportunities could be virtual or in person. And then of course we have our service projects. So after you've kind of conceptualized what it is you want the listing to be, there are ways in which you can organize and tag the volunteer opportunities within the NYC service system. I'm going to show you that. I'm going to do some screen sharing. And then you want to focus on writing those volunteer opportunities in a way that gives your volunteer enough information when they're like to select a really interesting opportunity at the search, and then enough information within the listing itself so that they understand what is expected of them and that they can understand their impact and actually sign up and get registered. There are different volunteer opportunity types which make a difference when it comes to getting your volunteers signed up quickly or getting your volunteers into your service project. So these are the different volunteer opportunity types. You'll see this top one, date and time specific sign up. This one is great because it allows volunteers to sign up and show up. So if you have something like an orientation that requires no volunteer screening that probably isn't involving any vulnerable populations, this is great if you you can set up this sign up and folks can just assign themselves, get the information they need to show up and arrive. With the other opportunities, volunteers express their interest. So there's a layer in which you have to either screen them or assign them to a given project. They're not automatically confirmed for your project. So I just wanted to point those two things out. Whoever signs up or expresses interest, you'll get their contact information. So you'll be able to follow up with them. And even if somebody does directly sign up or express interest, and then perhaps they remove themselves from the project or cancel or remove their interest, you'll still have their contact and you'll still be able to reach out to them further down the line in case you want to see if they're interested again or if you want to bring them to a different opportunity. So this is the search page. Again, we're thinking of ourselves as a volunteer. So here I am, I'm interested in volunteering. You can see that there are different filters and sorting functions. You can sort by distance, recently created alphabetically. There's different ways. Here you can see I've got Brooklyn as my location. I can also sort by the type of opportunity, my own availability, who I'm serving, who the project might be appropriate for. So maybe it's not appropriate for younger people. Maybe it's appropriate for, maybe it is appropriate for younger people. You can search that way, and then you can view your other searches. So here's where I kind of want to focus our attention right now. You can see that there's a list of opportunities populated. The opportunity name appears here in this column. The organization name appears here. The location of that opportunity, not necessarily the organization, and when it's happening, and then the distance from me, because as you can see, that's how my filter and sorting is set up. So keeping this in mind and thinking about the volunteer's experience, you can tell from the descriptions from the volunteer opportunity titles that some of them are a little bit more descriptive than others. So what we're going to do now is just think about optimizing the volunteer opportunities. So this is my test organization. So I'm from the Bronx. That's why it's Steph's Bronx Test, BX represent. So today we're going to just start with creating a volunteer opportunity that maybe isn't so specific. And I'm going to walk through how the description and the writing plus the fields that we have available to enter don't match up and how that can affect or impact your volunteer's experience, right? And perhaps be a little bit confusing. So here at the top, I've put the opportunity name as volunteer needed. Pretty vague, right? If somebody's coming to this website, they probably want to volunteer and they probably know that the organizations on this site need volunteers. So this is not necessarily specific, doesn't tell me anything about what I'd be doing. The schedule type is important as well. Again, if it's date and time specific, if it's individually scheduled, if I want people to directly sign up, or if I want them to just express their interest and then I allow them more details about the project to come in. So there's a description field, and you can be as descriptive as possible, or as descriptive as you want. We do recommend keeping it brief. This is probably way too brief. And just looking at this description, volunteer with us and help the neighborhood. We will be by the street over the span of 5 miles. There will be heavy lifting. Come by anytime and bring friends. Then I've got some impact areas, and I've selected gender equity as the impact area, animals as population served, all as ages served. I've set the minimum age for my volunteer as 18, and the minimum age of my volunteer with an adult as 15. The maximum people that I want to attend is 5. And I'm not, you can see I can select suitable for groups, but I don't have that turned on right now. So in looking at this, there are some things that don't necessarily match up. For example, if we're going to be on the street over the span of 5 miles, I might need more than 5 volunteers, right? So you want to make sure that what you need matches the field and the availability. Also, I say come by anytime and bring friends, but I haven't clicked off suitable for groups. So I want to make sure I click that off. That way, when people who are interested in opportunities are searching, they see that. The other thing here is I've selected population served as animals, but that's not really the case. So that's going to be confusing for a volunteer who's searching for opportunities with animals, comes across this and it's like, there's nothing to do with animals here, right? So I want to make sure I select the population served that makes the most sense. Same thing with the primary impact area. As a volunteer, you're going to be the volunteer will be searching perhaps by impact area. And so you want to make sure that it aligns with what it is that you're doing. So this one needs a lot of work. This opportunity is a bit stronger, right? Our title, Spanish interpreter at Brooklyn Terminal. Pretty clear what the volunteer would be doing, right? And then in the description, we have very clearly what that volunteer will be doing. They're joining other volunteers, sharing information. They're going to help register hundreds of families. They'll be tabling in shifts of 2 hours. And this interpreter will be available to communicate with interested residents who need Spanish interpretation. Other great pieces of information are the expectations. You have to commit to a 2-hour shift. You should bring a water bottle and snacks, dress warm, bring a hat, comfortable shoes. In case of rain, we will reschedule because this is outdoors. And then in the impact areas, I've selected things that match to the best ability. And we've actually recently added a language access impact area, which isn't populating right this moment, but if I were to refresh, that would be there. Population served, age group served, all ages. And I've selected the minimum age as 18 and 18 because I don't want anyone younger than 18 attending, right? And I'm not going to select suitable for groups because I don't need that many volunteers. I just need a few volunteers to table. So I'm not going to select this. And I'd save it. So that's about optimizing our volunteer opportunities within this portal. We have these search fields, and then you also have the ability to add in information. So that there's a lot of control in how you reach volunteers based on their interests, based on their availability, but also based on what it is that you need volunteers to do. So next I'm going to talk a little bit about growing your supporters. Also, just wanted to show you here's a volunteer opportunity from the site where I move on, where folks have included, just a little bit more background information on the full commitment. If there is another link where you need folks to register or complete further screening, you can include that there. You can see that the volunteer limit spots remaining are viewable. You can contact the coordinator, and then you can express interest as well. So growing your supporters. Anyone, and I have no connections on here because this is a fake organization profile, but you might have many connections on here. And Danny will show you a little bit later. He's got some. I've recruited 0 volunteers, but anyone who expresses interest, signs up directly, adds themselves to your wait list, will be added to your contacts. Volunteers also have the option to control their own schedule. So if a volunteer is signed up for your opportunity, and they've expressed interest and you've added them to the volunteer opportunity, they also have the ability to remove themselves from that scheduled opportunity. Even if someone removes themselves, you still have their contact. You haven't lost them, and it's all within the system. You'll get their first name, last name, and email address, and some folks list their primary phone number. That information will only be visible to you within your portal. You can export their information if you need to contact them outside of the system, but you can also contact the volunteers within the system as well. And Danny will show you that in a second, and we detail it in our previous training. So definitely recommend you check those out as well. So this is a great way you can grow your supporters by having folks express interest, connect, having listings available. All right, the other really cool function that I want to show you, I'm really excited about, is this group sign up. So here's another volunteer opportunity. And you can see like the issue areas populate over on the right-hand side. You can easily see some requirements. And I'm a volunteer and I'm really interested. And actually there are, I want to volunteer with my friends. I want to bring a couple of people along. I can express interest with a team or sign up with a team. And this is a really cool function. So I click over here. It gives me the option to choose a team that I've already preset as a volunteer or create a new team. I'm going to create a new team. I'm going to name this team my college friends. I'll describe them as my college friends who serve NYC. And then you can list all of the friends that you want to add to your group. Can you hear me? Yeah? Okay, sorry. Oh, my internet connection is unstable. All right, we're all good. Danny, let me know again if you can't hear me. Okay. So let's say you have junior board members, whoever it is, and they want to bring their family or they want to bring their colleagues, whoever it is, you can have them sign up and create a team. And they can list those folks. They'll sign up or express interest with their team, and then you'll receive that list of signups. So this is a really cool feature. You can also tell your volunteers, share this with your networks or bring your family, bring people from the neighborhood, bring your friends. And so this is a really cool function to help you grow your supporters, grow your volunteer networks. The other fun function of the website, and here's another opportunity, hooray for East New York Farms. They have recruited all the volunteers that they need and they have no spots remaining. So if I'm a volunteer and I'm like, man, I really wanted to volunteer on this project, I'd be kind of bummed that there's no opportunity for me. And I would hope that perhaps someone would cancel and I can, sign up for the project. So that takes a lot of back end work on a volunteer manager, right? To have their list, manage it. Now, if you add yourself to the wait list, like you can have here, if someone drops out, like I mentioned, volunteers have the ability to control their schedule. If a volunteer within the system drops out, anyone on the wait list will be automatically added to the pipeline, right? So that removes the need for a volunteer manager to go in and handle that outreach to the volunteer. The communication is automatic to the person who's added from the wait list onto the project. And it's really, really like automated and great. It removes the hassle on a volunteer manager. The other great thing is if I come to this page, now I'm a volunteer and the spots are limited and they're taken and I want to sign up, but there's no wait list, you've just lost me, right? You've lost my email contact. You can't get in touch with me again. I have to go on and search for something that's just as cool as this opportunity here. With the wait list, you get that person's contact. So this is a good way to grow your supporters, even if your volunteer opportunities are full. Now, in terms of managing the waitlist volunteers, there's more information about that on our session 2. Again, it's available on YouTube. Danny walks through it really great. So you can get more information about that specific functionality there. But I want you to think about all of these opportunities from the perspective of growing your supporters, growing your volunteer networks, and as marketing functions and features. The next part of our sessions, in our last 5 minutes, Danny's going to talk to you about the technical ways you can share these things out. So now you've got your awesome optimized volunteer opportunity on the website, and how can you share this out, and how can your volunteers share it out? So Danny, I'll let you take it from here.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Steph. My screen is shared, correct? Awesome. So this is the partner portal. Feel free to log in or follow along if you're already logged in. This is the dashboard. We're going to go to contacts. So as Steph showed us before, contacts here will populate based off of volunteers who have either signed up or expressed interest or who have been waitlisted for your opportunities. So any volunteer who expresses interest, signs up, or is waitlisted for any opportunity will show up here in your contacts. So you can see you can grab their email, you can grab their phone if they provide it, and you can email them to sign up for more opportunities or to look on your organization calendar to see any opportunities that are going to show up in the coming weeks or months. And more on that in a little bit. Next thing we're going to look at is your volunteer opportunities, how to email volunteers who have signed up or expressed interest or on the wait list for an opportunity. So we're going to go here to part cleanup. And we're going to scroll down to connections. So perhaps these are volunteers who have signed up for September, and you want to email all of them and say, hey, you signed up for this opportunity or express interest for this opportunity, but why not also check out our other part cleanup happening the following week? So you can click their names, click email, and within the message, you can grab the link for that opportunity and throw it in here. So for example, if the opportunity was Lower East Side Street Tree Care, and you want your volunteers to sign up for that additional opportunity, you can just copy it and paste it in here within your message and say, go sign up for this one as well. It's going to be fun. So those are some tools within our partner portal that you should utilize to market your opportunities to volunteers who have signed up with you previously, or who have made connections for any of your upcoming opportunities. Other best practices are to grab the URL for your organization profile and for any of your opportunities. You can copy them and share them out onto social media, Twitter, Facebook. You can email them to your networks. If you have a newsletter, you can throw that in as well, throw that organization profile and opportunity URL in there. If you're going to share on social media, feel free to tag us at NYC Service. And we can also do our best to help promote your opportunities, whether you tag us or if you email us or give us a phone call. Just let us know and we'll see how we can help. Going back to the calendar function I was talking about. So you can share calendars or your organization calendar for upcoming opportunities. And I'm going to walk you through that now. So if you're on the homepage and you're logged in as an organization, you're going to go here under Serve, Volunteer, and Opportunity Calendar. From here, there's a calendar with many opportunities from different organizations. But let's say you just want to capture your own. You're going to click this plus button. And under Who to Serve, Organizations to Serve, let's say I am, where is it? NYC Parks Stewardship. And I want to grab my calendar with my opportunities to share with my network. So I'm going to click my organization. I'm going to click Submit. You can also use other filters if you want to. And when you scroll down to the bottom, you can see all these opportunities are for your organization. So they have to be date and time specific. So when you are creating your opportunity and you want them to show up on a calendar, please ensure that they are date and time specific, because otherwise they are not going to populate in your calendar. You can click Get Shareable Link. You can see that populates here. So then you can grab it. You can see when you paste it, it shows the opportunities for your organization that are date and time specific. So now you can also share this on social media and say, hey, go look at our calendar for upcoming opportunities this month or for this week. And you can share them with your email list as well. All right, and that pretty much wraps up this third session. I encourage you to go to nycservice.org/OVR. And there you can see the trainings from the first session and the second session in case you missed out on it, or if you want to look back and grab something that you probably missed out on. This recording will be up there as well shortly at some point today or tomorrow. So go check it out. It's a great resource. And I also encourage you to check out our FAQs here at the top. If you have any questions about the website or your organization account, check this out, this FAQ first. And if the question is not answered on here or in the videos, then you can feel free to get in contact with us at NYC Service. All right.
Yeah, awesome. And just some upcoming deadlines and events. We are in the process, NYC Service, not just Danny and I, we are in the process of recruiting host sites to host AmeriCorps members, and that deadline is February 22nd, 2023. We can definitely share out more information. And specific to the website, Danny hosts website lab hours every first Friday of each month at 11 a.m. So this is just a standing hour where Danny is available for you to come with any questions, concerns, issues, and get some time to get those solved.